Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and we're back at the gaming table for Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle Year 3. This is to celebrate that we have reached 700 subscribers. How about that? So sit back, relax, and we're gonna dive right in. Here we go. All right, here we go. So as you can see, we've got the same setup as before. We've got our 4 heroes this time. But if you look closely at the heroes, you might see that they're a little different. They're a little bit more grown up, as it were. As the game progresses, you go through each year and each kind of story-related things, with some exceptions. And you actually get better. Your person gets better at what they do. So now our heroes have a special ability just for those heroes, and we'll talk about them as we go through each of their turns. But they didn't have really any special abilities before years 1 and 2, but this year they've got those abilities. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle all the new cards together with the old cards, and we're gonna get started. So hang in there, and we're just gonna speed it up like this. And we're back, and we got everything shuffled, and I was looking for my shuffle machine, but I couldn't find it this morning, so I just kind of do it by hand. That deck gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and just wait till you see when we get to year 7. It's huge. Anyway, okay, so we have new locations to protect. We have the train, Hogsmeade Village, and the Shrieking Shack. And as you can see, as soon as we lose the first location, we start immediately going to 2 dark arts. So it's a very good idea to keep that first one as long as possible, because 2 dark arts can be very devastating. All right, let me straighten things up a bit. And you may see me move around the table a little bit just because there's a lot to this game, and it can, yeah, there's just a lot. And where I'm sitting with my microphone, it's kind of hard to reach some things. That's about as far as I can reach without leaning forward. So I may have to get up and move some things about. So I'm going to set up the Hogwarts store. And there we go. Okay, so Dobby. That's definitely one we got to get as soon as possible to remove dark marks. So I'm glad he came out. Now, the thing about this year, not only do we have more dark arts, and yes, the students have more powers. However, that means the villains are going to get tougher. And how are they going to get tougher? Not just because we have new villains, but we have to deal with 2 villains at the same time instead of just 1. So I'm going to reveal the first 2 villains we have to deal with. Quirrell and Lucius. Now Lucius is, or Lucius, I've heard some people say, is not as devastating as one might think, because he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't add dark marks. He doesn't disappear our health. All he does is heal them. So I'm going to leave him alone, and I'm just going to focus on the ones that are the most devastating. And right now the most devastating is him having to lose 1 health per turn, plus whatever the dark arts are going to give us. That can hurt. So let's go through. Sorry, the cat's being wild and crazy, and I'm not sure what he's doing. There's no telling. Okay. He hates it when I record my show just because I'm not paying attention to him. Alright. So, we're going to start with Hermione, of course, first. Actually, I better draw everybody's hand. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's draw the first dark art of the game. Add a dark mark. Alright. So, yeah. I was trying to reach it from my spot and it wasn't working, so I'm just gonna have to get up and do it. That's okay. Get my steps in. All right. So now, let's see what Hermione's going to start us with. First of all, her ability. Look at that. All 5 Alohomoras. And let's take a look at her ability, because this comes into play. Her ability says if you play 4 or more spells on your turn, any one hero gains a resource. Now, she's played 5, so that happens. So first of all, she gets the resources for the spell she just, or the hand she just had, plus another hero gets a thing. Now, at this stage of the game, it doesn't really matter who gets what. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Ron, so that can help him on the next turn. So, but generally I would try to give it to whomever needed it the most, but since nobody really needs them right now, I just gave it to the person who's next. I could have given it to myself, but I've got 5, which can buy the most expensive spell, or the most expensive card out there, which of course is Descendo, which she is going to get, because she needs spells to activate her ability as much as possible. So there we go. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but he's going crazy. He does not like this. Okay, now I'm gonna refresh that card. Okay, so there's one of the new one of the new allies for game 3, or year 3, Lupin, if you remember the movies. Super duper, probably the best defense against the dark arts teacher they ever had. I would like to say Snape would have been, but you know, you never really got a sense of how he taught the class. You did for a little bit in year 3, and yeah, he was kind of droll and everything else, but you know. Anyway, okay, so Ron gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now Ron's ability says if you assign 3 or more lightning bolts on your turn, any one hero gains 2 hearts. So Ron kind of becomes the red mage of this game now. So he can attack and heal. And so you really want to give him the chance to be able to do that. And it doesn't say to one person. It can be 3 across the board. It can be as multiple as we want. And I forgot to do something. Hang on. Hermione should have lost a heart. There we go. Now, Ron should have got his dark arts. So let me do that. Okay, so all heroes lost a heart and cannot draw extra cards. Well, that's okay. Not too bad for this time. And Ron loses another heart because of Quirrell. And we did add a dark mark, but that didn't do anything with him because there's no lightning bolts out there. Now, Ron got his beans already. Oh, he gets this extra one. So he has 6. So what he's going to do is he's going to get... I'm going to give him Lupin. Or... Actually, let's get Hagrid. And an Essence of Dittany, just so he can have some extra heals. It's always good to have some extra heals out there. Okay, because he had 6 total, so there we go. And he's adding to his ally collection. Alright, the next hand is already at 5, so let me get Hermione her next hand in case she needs something. Okay, so let me refresh the store and we'll move on to Harry's turn. Alright, we got a new spell, Finite, which also removes a dark mark, which is great, we need those. But now let's do his dark arts. Okay, so all heroes must choose one, discard an item, or lose 2 hearts. Well, that's a tough call. Honestly, at this point, it's probably a good idea not to lose the... Oh, he has no choice. 1, 2. What about Ron? He's already... Well, no, he's got his broom, so let's discard that. And Hermione's going to lose her time turner. Yeah. The book is more important. Okay, let's move on to Harry's turn, because we just did that. And now it's time for Harry's turn, so... Oh, and Harry loses a heart because of Quirrell. Okay, so Harry can gain 2 hearts or put a lightning bolt out there. Which might not be so bad. However, we're going to gain the 2 hearts. We don't want to be adding dark marks too early and stunning people. So he has 4 resources, and that's it. So he's going to get the Finite. So he can actually, you know what? Dobby's the better choice. It's also thematically appropriate. So there we go. Now, Harry's power is a little different because he can, the first time a dark mark is removed from the location during anybody's turn, not just his turn, anybody's turn, then one hero gets a lightning bolt. So probably they'll go to Ron so he can use his ability, but it just depends on, you know, how that goes. So that's why we need to remove dark marks. So anybody can remove dark marks, not just Harry Potter. So, I mean, I gave him a dark mark remover, but it is important that he gets it. So it's not just his turn, it's anybody's turn. So we've got this. New deck, and now we're going to go to Neville after we replenish the cards. Alright, so the active hero loses 2 hearts plus the 1 heart from Quirrell, so Neville goes down by 3. Alright, so let's see what Neville's hand shows us. Nothing but a Hello Mars, but that's okay. It gives him 4, and he will use those 4 to get the Chocolate Frog and the Essence of Dittany because they both heal. Now, let's talk about Neville's ability. He, for the first time each hero gains a heart on his turn, that hero gains 1 additional heart. So pretty much, and it's only once. So whenever you give out those heals, when Neville gives out those heals, he gets just a little bit more for the first one. So he is the white mage of this group. Alright, moving right along. We're still doing pretty, Neville's kind of low on health, but hopefully somebody can heal him the next turn. The next go around. So let's just carry on back to Hermione. Ow, sorry, I hit my hand and bashed the mic, my bad. Okay, a pungo, I believe that's how you say that. All hero, even though it's a picture of Bellatrix casting Avada Kedavra, but whatever. All heroes reveal the top card of their deck. Okay. Which, nobody has a deck right now, so I've got to reshuffle everybody's discard piles. Hang on. Okay, so this stage of the game when the decks were so low, I had to kind of avert my eyes a little bit while I was shuffling because you can really tell the difference between the starter card backs and the non-starter card backs because the starter card backs are very worn and degraded a little bit, while the ones in the Hogwarts deck aren't so much. So I have to kind of avert my eyes because if there's a card that costs 1 or more resource or value of 1 or more resource, I have to discard it and lose 2 hearts. Well, Hermione, Ron, and Harry both avoided that one. However, Neville unfortunately did not. So everybody else is, I mean, you could leave them revealed, but I'm going to turn them back over just for aesthetics. Okay. So Neville is really hurting now. But you see how fast you can decrease hearts? I mean, and this is year 3. Just wait until year 4, year 5, year 7. Dang. Okay. So it's Hermione's turn. We've done her dark arts, and so let's do some positive things. Okay, so she only has 2 spells this time, so she can't use her ability. She could gain the hearts, but she's kind of, excuse me, high on hearts right now. So let's go ahead and put a attack. Whoops. On Quirrell. So that's the cat's done. She gets 2 resources. Or actually she'll get 3 resources. So 1, 2. And then we're gonna give everybody a resource. Hermione is the Oprah Winfrey of resources. Okay. So she has 3, and that means she's going to get the Finite. Now, as soon as I put that attack out there, I guarantee you Lucius is probably going to take it away this next turn. So let's find out. Oh, and I better draw her a new hand. Okay, new Dark Art. What did I say? Yeah. Okay. However, I forgot to put Hermione down a heart. So, yeah, I probably should have just given her the hearts, but that's okay. Somebody else can heal her, maybe. Okay, so we added a dark mark. Ron loses a heart. And now it's time for his turn. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and give Ron the hearts. I forgot to put the cat back in Hermione's discard pile, so the cat's back where it belongs. And the owl is finished. I had a bug on Ron's card there. And he gets 3 resources. 4. Plus the one Hermione gave him. So he has 4. He's getting Lupin. Alright, let's refresh and go to the next person. Alright, so active hero loses a heart and adds a dark mark. So the Hogwarts Express is almost halfway, or over halfway gone. Hopefully we can get rid of dark mark now. We'll find out. I doubt it, but we'll find out. Oh wait, Harry loses another heart. Okay. Yeah. And even with his cloak, he lost 1 heart from that effect and 1 heart from that person. So it's 1 for each one. So he would have lost the same amount. Cape, cloak or no cloak. Okay, well, he's getting 5 resources. The one he got from Hermione. And a lightning bolt. So the lightning bolt will go on Quirrell. Probably won't last long, but we'll keep it there anyway. And then for 5, we're gonna get Lumos. Being able to have everybody draw cards is really, really good. Okay, so let's refresh the store and move on. Neville is... wow. He... okay, so he loses 2 hearts plus the 1 from Quirrell, so that's actually 3. He is at 1 strength, folks. Hopefully he can heal himself. And he can with Trevor, so he's going to heal himself with Trevor. He's going to gain 2, and since he the first time he's healing somebody, hit that, he'll get 3. So he gets the 3 that he just lost. So hopefully he will not go any further and not go down into stunning. Leave it to Neville. Okay, so Trevor's done. So he gets 5 resources, and that means he's going to get... I'm going to give him that Nimbus. Trying to find a place to put his hand where it won't go out of frame. Okay, I think Harry's gone out of frame. So I'm trying to keep everybody in frame, but it's tough on that side. All right, refresh the house or refresh the store and move on. Hermione loses 2 and plus 1 from Quirrell. All right, here we go. All right, so she used 3 or more spells, so somebody gets a resource. She'll have 5 this turn for herself, so she'll have plenty to buy stuff. Could give her 6 and she could get 2 different spells. Nah. I'm gonna pass the love around, and you know what, since Neville's been getting the shaft, I'm gonna give it to him. Maybe that'll help him buy some healing stuff later, or some bigger stuff later. Okay, so for Hermione, alright, she has 5, so she's gonna get Incendio, and since it's a spell and we have our time turner, that spell goes right on top of her deck. Okay, Hermione's not doing too great either as far as health goes, so hopefully somebody can help her out too. Her and Neville are neck and neck in health. All heroes lose a heart and cannot draw extra cards. Well, that might not be too bad. And Ron loses another one. Okay. Fight back now. Oh good, we got Hagrid. Hagrid will heal, and he can also heal with the Essence of Dittany. He also has an ally, so he can use some of his beans. Okay, so... oh, I think Ron might get to use his ability. Okay, this is going to be a good turn, folks. Alright, so let's kind of sort through it. First things first, let's go ahead and gather up what we know he can gain. Okay, So we know we can gain those. Now, with hearts, any one hero gains 2 hearts. Well, I'm going to give it to Neville because he seems to be getting the worst of it. So he gets 2. So we've done that. All heroes gain 1. So we've done that. And we're going to put out 3 lightning bolts. So that means he gets to activate his ability, and any one hero gains 2 hearts. Well, I'm going to give it to Hermione. Since, that's right, she went down then went back up. So, since she's the lowest. Alright. Very good. And he has 2 left over, 2 resources to spend, which unfortunately buys Zippo. But that's okay. Ron did a lot of good stuff this turn, so it's okay. Alright. We don't have to refresh anything, but we need a new dark art for Harry. Alright, kind of very appropriate for Harry. The Dementor's Kiss, which means he loses 2 hearts and everybody else loses 1. I guess because they all watched. I don't know. Whatever. Usually the Dementor's Kiss is only affect 1 person at a time, but anywho. Where was I going with this? Oh, okay, so it's Harry's turn. We've done the bad stuff, now let's do the good stuff. Oh, he loses another heart. So now Harry's in trouble. Oh, thank goodness it's Dobby. Okay, so let's go ahead and divvy out some stuff. Remember in the second movie, whenever, or in the book too, every time Dobby showed up, I remember reading it and watching it in the movie thinking, ugh. When, you know, because he did nothing good in that whole movie. I mean, he was trying, his heart was in the right place. He did a little something good there at the end of the movie, wasn't in the book. So that was kind of a nice thing for him. Little did I know how heart-wrenching it was going to be later. And I'll just say, if you know, you know, right? Okay, so first things first. Let's get... I'm always happy to see Dobby in this game, that's for sure. So let's get rid of that dark mark. Which means any one hero gains a lightning bolt. Well, Harry's going to be a little selfish to give it to himself. Well, actually, let's wait and see. I may divvy it out here in a minute. Let's see the card that we're about to draw. So Harry's going to give it to himself so we can get Quirrell off the map. Although he should take the hearts, however, everybody's going to gain a heart when Quirrell goes. So this is the better choice, I think. And a resource. So let's go ahead and take care of that before Harry spends his resources. Now, if this had happened on Neville's turn, everybody would have gotten 2 hearts. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that with him, it only happens... wait a minute. Yeah, if he heals multiple heroes, they each all get an extra heart. So it's not just one time. It's for each hero. Now, if he heals a hero multiple times, then yeah. But, so yeah. Let me read that again. Maybe I read it wrong. Yeah, each hero. So this is why multiple players is a good thing, because you can really bank on that ability. Okay, so everybody gained a heart. Now everybody's going to get a resource. So Harry has a total of 5 resources. And he is going to get... It's a shame he can't combine 2. Let's go ahead and get the Quidditch gear. All kind of frazzled. I almost put Harry's from his hand back into the store. Okay, so we refreshed... Speaking of store, we refreshed the store. Now we have to get a new villain. Let's find out who it is. Draco. Well, father and son. Draco's actually not that bad either. He's better than Quirrell, but losing 2 hearts every time a dark mark is added, and you saw how often that... Well, it only happened 3 times, so I guess it's not too bad. Draco's kind of 50-50 in that remark, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so... What are we going to do? Oh yeah, we gotta go to Neville. So this is dark arts for Neville. Okay. What poison? Hang on. It's from game 2. Good night. Even though it didn't really become a problem until game 6, but whatever. Game 6. Year 6. Anyway. So everybody has to lose either an ally or lose 2 hearts. Harry has his cape, so he's only losing 1. Harry was the only one who had an ally in his hand, but he chose the damage. Everybody else had to take the damage because nobody else had any allies. Okay. No big deal. We didn't add any dark marks, so those 2 are meaningless. So, it's Neville's turn. Let's go. Alright, so first things first, he's going to do some healing with the Mandrake. Harry needs it, so he's going to gain 2 plus 1. Okay. And then any one hero gains a resource and a heart. Well, Hermione's in trouble too. Yeah, nobody's going to be able to be doing any healing between their next turn. So let's go ahead and give the resource and hearts to Hermione. She gets 2. Since that's the first time she got healed this turn. Okay. And then 3 resources for Neville. Which means he can get the let's give him the Quidditch gear. Alright. Oh no, he had 2 other resources, so he had 5 instead of 3. But that wouldn't have helped him buy anything, unfortunately, except the sorting hat. But I'm going to get the sorting hat to Ron. Oh well. Anyway, let's carry on, refresh the store, move on to Hermione. Active hero loses 1 and cannot assign more than 1 to each villain. Ooh, that sucks. Once again, that's from year 5, but whatever. Okay, so nothing bad happened. Well, she loses a heart. But that's it. So let's see what she can do. Oh, hallelujah, remove a dark mark. Which means Harry's ability kicks in. And any one hero gains a lightning bolt. I'm giving it to Ron, since Hermione can't really distribute them much this turn. I'm giving it to Ron. Plus, it might help activate his ability coming up. Okay, Hermione is using 3 or more spells, so her ability comes up. And it looks like Harry could use a resource, so let's give him 1. And Hermione gets to draw an extra card. So it's actually 6 spells she did. I wish it was stacking, but no. So unfortunately, she can only use 3 of those, or 2 of those lightning bolts, but that's okay. That is okay. She gets 3 resources plus the 2 over here. And once again, we're in that weird 5 area with a bunch of 3s and 1 4. So she's going to get the Reparo. Alright, let's refresh the store and go to the next person. Dumbledore comes out, and then we add a dark mark, of course. And also, Ron will lose 2 hearts. Nah. Okay. But, maybe we can make up for it. How in the world is he going to get that 8 power to get Dumbledore? At this point, anybody should be... excuse me. At this point, anybody should get Dumbledore who can. Because he's amazing. Okay. So, we have a boring hand. Okay, well, he only gets to put out the 1 lightning bolt. But he has a total of 6. So he's going to get the Polyjuice Potion. Yeah, since I got a good hand this time, we're going to give him the Polyjuice Potion and the Crystal Ball. Because the Crystal Ball could allow him to draw more allies into his hand, and if he has those beans, it's going to be really good. Alright, let's refresh the store and move on. This is appropriate. Gilderoy shows up and we get Obliviate, so that's great. All heroes choose 1, discard a spell, or lose 2 hearts. Well, this is an easy one. Unless you have a grand plan, always do the discard a spell. Because you can just discard an Alohomora and carry on. Unless you only have 1 spell in your hand and then 1 spell happens to remove dark marks. I think that would be the only exception. Everything else, just get rid of it. If you have an Alohomora, get rid of it. Don't take that damage when you don't have to. Okay, no dark marks were added, so the Malfoys are useless. Let's move on to the good stuff. Oh, Dobby, you are wonderful. Let's do it. Okay, so Dobby did his thing, removed a dark mark, and we will get a lightning bolt, which I can give to anybody. Let's see, I'm going to get 1, 2. I'll have a total of 3 if I keep it. So I think I'm just going to give it to Ron. And I'm going to put that 1 lightning bolt. And I'm going to give myself the hell from Hedwig. Okay. And then 2 resources plus a third. Which means Harry is going to get a Reparo. Alright, it's time for Neville. Dark Art's coming. Gosh. Okay, so Neville loses 2, and everyone else loses 1. Ron and Neville are hurting. Let's see if we can fix that. Well, gain... Oh, that's just for Neville. I know, Diego. At least Neville was able to get himself 2 hearts instead of just the 1. And he gets 3 resources, which gets him that other Reparo. And he was able to give Draco a little punch in the nose. Alright. Store Dark Arts. Let's do it. Oh no. Active Hero loses 1 and we add a Dark March, which actually means she loses 3. So now Hermione is really, really hurting. Let's see if we can boost her back up. Oh, Crookshanks. Yep, he's going to give her a little boost in hearts. And everybody gets a resource. And can we buy a spell? No. The only thing she can buy is the Butterbeer, so we're going to get her the Butterbeer. Alright, let's refresh the store and move on. Active Hero loses 1 and discards a card. Oh dear. Now Ron is hurting. Ron has to discard a card, so he's going to discard the Clean Sweep. Which is a shame because he could have divvied out those 3 lightning bolts. No, he'll still be able to. Never mind. Okay. So, all heroes gain a heart, thank goodness. Pigwidgeon is going to give him 2 more hearts. Okay, so those are the things that Ron can divvy out. So, he's going to give the 3 to Draco, which I'm sure he enjoyed immensely. And any one hero gains 2 hearts. We better give it to Hermione. I'm debating on if I want to destroy Draco now or if I want to wait, because he's not so devastating and we could replace him with something that really is devastating. So I don't know. Like the Dementor or the Basilisk. I don't know. I may keep him around. Okay, that'll be good for Ron's next turn. Okay, so now we're going to go on to Harry's turn. Wait a minute, before we go on to Harry's turn, I forgot to buy a card. He had 3 resources, so he's buying Gilderoy. Let me shuffle his deck again. I remember he had those 3. I know Gilderoy's not really the best of allies, however, really shouldn't have been an ally if you ask me. But whatever. Of course, Ron, benefits from having allies no matter what their abilities are. Plus, his ability can come in handy. This may go a pretty good way. Now it's time for Harry's turn. Same thing. After hero loses 1 and discards a card. Oh gee, what will we discard? Too bad. Okay, no new Dark Marks, so everything's good there. Every hero draws a card, though. It's the best thing ever. Alright, so this is done. But Harry gets 4 plus the 1 he got from Hermione. Which means he has 5. And that means he's going to get that Nimbus. Or is he going to get the Snitch? No, let's give him the Nimbus. Alright, Neville. Or everybody, actually. All heroes reveal the top card of their deck. And if it's not a starter card, you lose 2 hearts and you discard it. Typical, right? Okay, well, let's see if we can make up for it. Let's go. Alright, so first of all, we're going to take the health from Trevor. And he gets 3. Any one hero gains 2, so let's give it to Ron. He'll get 3. And any one hero gains 2 hearts from the Mandrake. Let's give it to Hermione. She'll get 3. And any one hero gains a heart and a resource. Let's go ahead and give it to Harry. Actually, let's give it to Neville because he was lower. And he does seem to be getting the shaft a lot. Okay, so I believe that takes care of everything except the 2 Alohomoras. So those 2 plus the 2 he had. gives him 4, so he's going to take that Descendo. See, I don't want to continue on with the villains because when the next one comes out, I want to be able to defeat them really fast, especially if it's a devastating one. Alright, it's time for Hermione's Dark Arts. Probably the worst one just because it's so universally bad. But at least we didn't add a Dark Mark, right? Okay, let's do some good. You got to draw that extra card from Harry, so that was lovely. Okay, any one hero gains a resource and heart. Wheel. Ron and Harry both are hurting. Let's see what kind of resources they're looking at. Harry will get a fair amount. It's up in the air with Ron. Why don't we go ahead and give him the heart and the resource? And because her ability is going to be activated, let's give Harry this resource from her ability. So there we go. Okay, so the Butterbeer's done. Otherwise, she has 5. Oh, wait, it's any 2 heroes. Okay, so let's go ahead and give Harry the resource and the heart. I don't know why I misread that. And we'll give Neville the resource from her ability. So it's like she used her book, even though she didn't have to. Okay, so she has 5, which means she's going to get... Yeah, let's not waste it. Let's get the snitch. Okay, refresh the store and Ron's Dark Arts. So we had a Dark Mark, we heal Draco, and Ron takes 2 hearts, or 2 damage. Okay, it's a good thing we got those heals though. Alright, let's do it. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Watch this. I'm going to draw 2 cards for the crystal ball. And then discard any 1 card. I'm going to discard Gilderoy because if I discard him, I draw a card. So it's like he was never there. And I got the beans, and I got the Polyjuice Potion. However, yeah, you don't get to play the ally twice with the... It's not an ally. It has to be 2 different physical allies. I just get to copy their abilities. Okay, so that means... Let me do some reorganizing. And let's go ahead and heal up who needs healing. Actually, Ron does, because he took a big hit a while ago. Okay, so he's going to get 5 actual resources. And then he will get to use Lupin twice. So he gets 2 lightning bolts. And any 1 hero gains 2 hearts. So we're going to spread that around and we're going to give Harry and Neville. Since they're coming up. Once again, do we want to get rid of Draco or not? Let's go ahead and put these out. He gets his 3 because I forgot about the beans. So he's going to put 1 and 2 on Lucius. So we can still build up Lucius. We just don't have to kill him. Okay. So that means he put out his 3, which means any 1 hero gains 2. So now let's just give it to Hermione. All right. And now we're ready to spend money. So we're going to buy that sorting hat. Imagine being able to Polyjuice Dumbledore. Hopefully we might be able to do that. Okay, so let's go on to Harry's turn. Here we go. I already checked. Harry did not have his cloak, so he has to take the full 2. Petrificus Totalis is a new card for this game, or for this year. Even though they used it in the first year, they shouldn't, whatever. So if somebody gets it, I'll talk about how it works. It's an expensive card, but it's a good one. Alright, so I can tell by the card here, drawing a card is not going to do any good. Or it'll probably just be another Hello More or something. Or the cloak. So we're going to... We're just going to take the 2. Okay, and then he gets a heart from the Quidditch gear. And let's deviate out. Oh wait, he has 5. Okay, so we're going to put these on Lucius. He has 5 to spend, so let's spend it on... We need 6. Let's go ahead and get the Finite. I don't know why I just shuffled it. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but... Anywho. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Brain moment. Alright, Neville's next. Let's go. Active hero loses 2. Under Dark Mark, so maybe Neville will get some power and get one of these powerful spells. Or not. Should he get 4 or 2? Let's get 2 and draw a card, because this card does not look like a starter. Oh well. Okay, so somebody gets 2 hearts. That will be Ron. He'll gain 2 hearts himself. Okay, so we're gonna put all that on Lucius. Oh, no, we're not, because that'll kill him, and I don't want to kill these 2 yet. I forgot he had that extra one, so we actually had 3, so we got him the butterbeer instead of the chocolate frog, so that was good. If I had kept his Reparo and got him the 2, he'd have only had 5, and that wouldn't have bought him anything that was on the board. However, it would have bought him the Expecto Patronum. Okay. Let's hope for some Dark Mark removers. Alright. You know, it's kind of weird to say that that spell's not so bad. Compared to what could have come up. Alright. So, let's see what Hermione can do. Thank goodness. Which means somebody gets a lightning bolt, but we're not worried about that. However, we are going to draw a card. She'll be gaining 2. Hearts, that is. Now we're not going to draw a card. We're just going to take the resources. 1, 2, 4. Which nets her a chocolate frog. That's okay. The board is getting quite expensive, folks. If we can divvy out lightning bolts quickly, we might need to start thinking about getting to the next villains. Oh, the Marauders map is a great card because good things happen whether you keep it or discard it. Oh, goodness. But everything's so expensive, so we might need to start heading towards victory. So let's see how it works out. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and off these 2 and just get things moving. So, plus they'll both remove Dark Marks, which is great. However, we didn't see what his Dark Arts is. Hang on, this could be bad. Wow, 3 in a row? Okay. Alright, so let's do it. Okay, so we're going to defeat a villain, so we actually get the resource from this card. Rarely happens. At least when I play it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take them both out. So we removed 2 Dark Marks. However, we only get the 1 thing from Harry because it's only the first time. But I'm going to give... Harry's going to get that, hopefully, for his next turn to be able to use. However, the one thing I'm not sure about is if you defeat 2 villains in 1 turn, you get 2 resources if you use this, like the ones that it says this. If you defeat a villain, also get 1 resource. I don't know. I'm going to play it safe and just say it's 1. But if anybody else knows a clarification out there, please let me know in the comments because I have no idea. And if you can link it to like an official website that has like the official rules that say that verbatim from the creators or whatever, even better. But I would like to know on that because this is... I don't think this has ever happened before, or at least for me. So, anyway, let's carry on with Ron's turn and then get to the next villains. So he has 5. He's going to get... Ooh, that Marauders map could do good for him. But let's get him a Expecto Patronum so he can also remove Dark Marks. Alright, let's refresh the store, refresh the villains, and go on to the next turn and the next Dark Mark. Art. Next Dark Art. That was what I was afraid of. Okay, so Draco, we already did him. Crab and Goyle can be very devastating at this part of the game because being forced to discard a lot can really hurt. And added with the Dementor, you could lose a lot of hearts in one turn. So let's see how it goes. So yeah, we need to get rid of them. Probably the Dementor needs to go first. So let's focus on him. And if we can get them both, maybe we can get them both. Okay. Dark Art. Grr. Alright. And he loses 2 hearts. Wait a minute, does he have his cloak? Nope. However, yeah, let's. Ooh, everybody gets to draw a card. Or now he gets his cloak. Okay, so we drew a card from Dobby. We're going to remove that dark mark and go ahead and give this to Harry so we can apply as many as possible. And I really need the hearts, but I'm going to hope Neville can help me out. Okay, so Harry has a total of 4, which means he's getting the crystal ball. At least he was able to put out 5 lightning bolts in one turn, so that's really good. Just reshuffle Dobby back into the hand, so that's good. Alright, noted cloak though. Alright, let's go on to Neville. I think all the light cards got shuffled together to be right next to each other. It's weird how that's happened, because I had 3 Incendio, or 3 the fire spell, not Incendio, should be. And then 2 of the, he must not be named. Oh well, Neville loses 2. But that's it. Okay, so we're gonna use the Mandrake to give Harry back the 2 that he lost. +1. Alright, so we drew a card, we have 1 lightning bolt. Would have had 2 if I used the Mandrake, but we needed to keep Harry on the side of the living. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means he can get one of these really powerful cards up here, and I'm going to give him Petrificus Totalis, which is kind of fitting, I think. Hoping it would work into his hand, but it didn't. When we play it, though, if we get a chance to play it, I'll show you how it works. It's pretty cool. All right, let's go on to Hermione. Hermione has that resource, but I don't remember where she got it from. Did you get it from Ron? She didn't get it from Harry or Neville. How would she have gotten it from Ron? Oh, she got it when we defeated Lucius. Okay, never mind. I remember, because Ron defeated Lucius. Perfect. I was thinking I left it there from previous turn. I was like, no, it's useless. Anyway, okay, so, we already did the thing. She already lost her 2 for the Dementor. So here we go. All right, so she will take out the Dementor. So let's go ahead and do that so we can get the bonuses from it. Okay, so with the defeat, Descendo's done. With the defeat of what's his name, the Dementor, we removed a dark mark, which activated Harry's ability, which I gave the lightning bolt to Ron, so hopefully he can use it to activate his ability on the next turn. We'll see. Okay, this is nice to have. Fortunately, we have no dark marks to get rid of, but we still used it, so it still counts. And even if it didn't, I still have more. So she actually gets to hand out a resource to somebody, but let's see how many resources she gets before we do that. And I'm not going to draw the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If she does not, and 6 if she does. Yeah, let's divvy out the resources. And she'll have to get the Marauder's Net. So, yeah. Oh, no, she's got 6. Okay, so she's getting Expelliarmus. Alright, let's fill it up and get everything refreshed and go into Ron's turn. I love, a while ago when I had Reparo, I was like, should I draw a card or not? But then I realized I can't draw a card. Huh. Okay, so anyway, now we're going to do this. Discard an ally or lose 2 hearts. This is for everybody, so let's start with that. And we'll get to the new villain. That's why Gilderoy is good to have. Harry had Dobby. We got to keep him because our villain can add a dark mark. Here in a minute, I'll show you. Ron had Gilderoy. I discarded him, and if you discard him, you draw a card. So there you go. Hermione unfortunately didn't have any allies, so she took the damage. Harry took the damage because I didn't want to get rid of Dobby, as I said. All right, now let's check out the villain. Now, fortunately, it's only the active villain, or the active hero. Reveal the top card of his deck, and if it's not a starter card, you add a dark mark to the location. Thank goodness. So yeah, that's where things can get rough. Him and Draco together, horrible villain combo, by the way. Hopefully you never had that happen. Okay, and he did have to discard, so he loses one from what's his name, and so does Neville, since they were caused to discard a card. So it was either lose 2 or lose 1. But I mean, yeah, okay. I guess Neville could have gotten it back, but by the time it's his turn, he could lose a lot more. So anyway, let's get rid of Peter, or the rat. Here we go. All right. So, ooh, we get to do our ability. All heroes gain 1 heart, that is. So 4 lightning bolts and 4 resources. He's going to get with his 4 resources Oliver Wood. Okay, let's refresh and carry on. Uh-oh. See what I mean? So now I'm glad I kept Dobby. Okay, and I might be adding another one. As a matter of fact, looking at the card back, pretty sure I'm going to be adding another one. Rats. Literally. Okay. So we had another dark mark. And since a villain made me discard... Oh, actually, I didn't lose the one from the other one. Wait, yes I did, because everybody gained a heart. So yeah, that was right. And also, Ron forgot to give 2 hearts to somebody. Give it to Hermione. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can repair some of this. Maybe get rid of him. Okay. Well, we can draw a card, so we're gonna do that. Oh, good. And I'm going to be selfish and keep the lightning bolt and get the lightning bolt for Hedwig. He has 5. He's getting the Marauders map. Alright, refresh, and here we go. Uh-oh. And let's see what Peter Pettigrew does. Oh. Remember what I said a while ago about Draco being a bad combo with him? Now imagine if this just happened. He would have lost. He wouldn't have lost because of Crab and Goyle. He would have lost the 1 up there, and 2 for the dark mark, and 2 more for that dark mark, so 5. He would have lost 5 hearts. That's half his health gone. So yeah, these villains can be very, very, very bad news. So that's why I said you want to keep the ones who aren't so harmful to you out longer while you build up your powers and build up your decks, and then start going through them. And so hopefully I can get rid of him this turn, because he's got to go. Got 3 dark marks out there. And Harry had to discard his Finite. Okay, normally I would be healing with the Mandrake, but we're taking the lightning bolt so we can get rid of that rat. Let's go ahead and give out for the chocolate frog. Actually, let's give it to Neville because he's hurting. And that was the one he had reserved from earlier. Okay, so before we go any further, let's go ahead and finish off Peter Pettigrew. All heroes may search their discard pile for a spell and put it into their hand. I know exactly what Harry's doing. Ron's just getting in a little more. Hermione has... Ooh, Finite or Expelliarmus? Let's do Expelliarmus. Harry will do the Finite. Harry gets back the thing that he lost. Okay, so... Ooh, he could draw a card. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6. Which could get him Another Petrificus Totalis. No, he really needs those healing items. And the Wingardium Leviosa is good for him too. Let's draw the card. It's not a starter card, so let's see what it is. Oh, Quidditch gear. Alright. So, he'll gain another heart. He already held himself once, so we got his bonus. And he'll get another lightning bolt. That he can put on. Who's it? Oh, actually, let's go ahead and remove... I forgot to remove the Dark Mark from Peter Pettigrew. Gets him a second lightning bolt. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Neville. Just go ahead and hurt them a little bit more. Alright. So he has 4. Let's get the Dittany and the Wingardium Leviosa. I just bopped my camera. I hope everything's okay up there. Let me check. Okay, we're good. Alright, let me get Neville reshuffled, get everything refreshed, and refresh the new villain. So here we go. Alright, so Hermione's turn. All heroes lose 1. We can't draw cards. Alright, we have dealt with Tom Riddle before. He's going to hurt Ron a little bit because Ron is kind of ally heavy. So we'll see. But if you have no allies, nothing happens. But if either I'm going to lose 2 hearts for each ally or discard a card, which means I'll lose 1 heart from the other 2 over there. No allies, nothing happens. Okay, but we can't draw cards, which 3 cards let me draw cards this turn. Oh well. So, let's give the resource and heart to Harry. Okay, so that gives her 4. Actually, now that I think about it, let's give it to her so she can get that Descendo. Sorry, Harry, we're going to be selfish. Now, it would have been nice to take out Crab and Goyle. However, we can't draw cards. And so we're going to we're going to take out Tom Riddle because he's a little bit more devastating than the others, than Crab and Goyle. Alright, let's refresh and go. Oh. Alright, we lose 1 and we have to discard. This sucks. Okay, we're just going to discard this. And I really don't want to discard that ally because I want to use my Apologies Potion. So we're going to take the hit. And we already took the hit from Crab and Goyle. So let's go ahead and just use the Essence of Dittany and get it back. And then we're going to gain 3 hearts. Once from Lupin. And then Apologies Potion for another time. And we'll give that to Harry. And his beans will give him an extra hit. And he gets 1 resource, which will buy him nothing. But there goes Tom Riddle. Okay, but before we go, he had 1 resource, right? Okay, so let's see if he can search his hand for a discard pile. Or, search his hand for a discard pile. Search his discard pile for an ally and put it into his hand. And yeah. Which will give him another, it'll give him 1 for Hagrid and another for the beans. So we'll put these 2 down, which means he activated his ability. I think he'll need more resources, but that's okay. So, all heroes gain 1. And for his ability, I'm going to give it to Neville. And, yeah. So now Ron's turn is done, but let's go ahead and do everybody else. Nobody really needs hearts, so let's see if we can find an ally in his discard pile. And enhance our next turn a little bit. Hermione has no allies. So she took the health. Harry took Dobby, of course. Neville got Trevor back. Alright, so that's it. Let's go on to the last villain. And of course it's a Basilisk, so all our card drawing is useless. So let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and get rid of Crab and Goyle so we can just get... Well, we can't draw cards. Alright. So I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Let's just level them. Let's get rid of them. Let's go. We still are in the first location, which is pretty rare. Alright. Let's see how bad it is for Harry. Uh-oh. Okay, so Harry's going to have to take the discard anyway. take the damage anyway. If he discards, he'll lose 1. If he doesn't discard, he'll lose 1. So we're just not going to discard for Harry and lose 1 because he does have his cloak. Okay. Let's check everybody else though. Alright, it's the second time I bumped the camera. Hopefully it's still going. Okay. So everybody discarded a spell except for Harry, who just took the damage, and it was just 1. But everybody else had to take 1 because they were going to be discarded anyway. So it was either lose 1 or lose 2. So there you go. Unfortunately, it's just a spell, so like I said, get rid of those Olimores. We can't draw, so let's just hope for the best with the hands that we got. See, we can't draw with the crystal ball. Alright, so we get to remove a dark mark. Harry's going to keep this, and he's going to get 1 from his broom. We can remove another dark mark. So we're free and clear of dark marks. Okay, so let's go ahead and get Crab and Goal out of here. Even though we don't get the rewards, but if we save them for last, we won't get the rewards there either. Alright, so 3 resources get him a butterbeer. Or as they say where I come from, bear. Alright. Active hero loses 1 and can't assign more than 1. So that sucks. Well, let's assign our 1 and then do some healing. And I gotta go kind of quick because I think the battery's running out on my camera. Alright, so we're gonna gain the 1. Or actually, we're gonna gain 2 from Trevor. And can't draw a card, however we can do that. And we can only that, since that's the only one we can put out there. He can heal, let's heal Ron. And he can, okay, now we have Petrificus Totalis. Okay, so we at least get to play this once. So real quick, when you draw this card and play it, you get to put this little symbol on a villain. There's only 1 villain out there, but that villain is frozen until the Neville's next turn. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put 1 on the villain, and I have an extra 1. I'm gonna put it on Neville so we can remind ourselves that we got to do that. So that means I can draw cards at least until his next turn because his effects are meaningless, and he only had 1 resource, so we couldn't buy anything. All right, carrying on. Okay, Hermione kind of got the shaft on this turn, but that's okay. Gain 1. And any 2 heroes can gain hearts. Let's do Hermione and Harry. And that gets her 2 resources. Refresh, and here we go. All heroes choose an item, discard an item or lose 2. Ron's gonna lose 2. So let's see. Yeah, Ron's gonna take the damage. Which he just did. She has to take that. Everybody has good items, so I didn't want to. And we're all pretty good health, so we just all took the damage. All right. So we can draw cards though. So if that comes up. So I got the crystal ball. All right. So we gain. Don't have to remove a dark mark, which is a good thing. That's not enough to buy any of the allies, so it'll be sorting happens. Oh, Fox. Oh, he's the best thing in this game, I think, next to Dumbledore. It's too bad the game's ending soon. Alright, let's go on. I gotta reshuffle the dark art. Oh, gosh. That thing is just determined to stay alive. At least everybody got to draw a card. I could draw another card. Here we go. Alright. So Harry does get a heart from the Quidditch gear. But that's it. The Nimbus didn't. And Harry can only afford the chocolate frog. Alright, so now that we're back to Neville's turn, the Petrificus Totalis has ended. Means we're back to not being able to draw cards. Neville had to discard the card he just drew. Alright, let's see if we can do this. We need 3 more lightning bolts. Ah, so close. We got 2. Okay, so y'all help me out here. Neville will get one, and Hermione get the other. And Neville gets 1, 2, 3, 4, which buys him Guardian Leviosa. Alright, so it's up to Hermione. Will she be able to do it? Let's find out. She definitely has enough to do it, but let's hopefully nothing will make her lose it. Nope, we're good. So as you guys can see, there it is. She will get 4 lightning bolts, which is plenty to take out the basilisk. And that's it. Year 3 is finished. We managed to stay in the first location too. That's great. It's really all about Dark Mark control, folks. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up before my battery dies. So, thanks again for 700 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Let's see if we can get it up to 800, alright? Spread the word, share my videos, let everybody know, and get people join the channel. It's free, and you'll get to, and more people get to enjoy the fun. Alright, so once again, thanks again for everything, guys. Y'all are the best, and this is your absent friend, signing off.